Yeah.
You sit in a circle with a group of people. One person whispers a phrase to the person sitting next to him or her. Then each person keeps whispering what they heard around the circle. The last person repeats the whispered statement out loud. What started as "pizza tastes great" can end up as "Pete's a great ape." Now, we have a modern version of the telephone game. It's called Siri. Think of all those times you said something to Siri and she hears something totally different. Siri, where's the closest caribou? She'll reply, it's often cold in Baraboo. Gossip and rumors can be like these games. The truth gets all mixed up. It's like this. You hear a juicy tidbit from a friend who heard it from another friend who heard it from a person in a hall who saw it in a text. The text was probably written by somebody who probably just made it up. Everyone hears things their own way, then adds their own opinion, a creative twist. Once there was a child who loved to tell stories about his friends. Sometimes the stories were true, and sometimes the stories were not quite true. The neighborhood children did not like their gossiping friend. One day, they decided to ask the pastor for advice. The pastor called the child to his house. Why do you make up stories about your friends? He asked. It's only talk, replied the child. It's no big deal. Maybe you're right, said the pastor. As the child was ready to leave, the pastor asked, I wonder if you would do something for me. Of course, said the child. The pastor took a pillow from the couch and handed it to the child. Take this pillow to the park. When you get there, cut it open and shake out all the feathers. Then come back. The child thought it was a little weird, but agreed to do it.
Hi, Daddy.
He carried the pillow to the park and cut it open. The wind scattered the feathers everywhere. The child returned and told the pastor what he had done. The pastor seemed pleased. Then he handed the boy a basket and said, now go back to the park and gather the feathers up again. The child gasped, but that's impossible. You are right, said the pastor. Be careful with the words you spread. Once spoken and sent on their way, they cannot be gathered again. Here is another way to look at it. You have a piece of wood, a nail, and a hammer. Pretend the wood is a person and a nail is a nasty rumor about that person. If you hammer in the nail, you're obviously hurting him or her. You can pull out the nail, but there's still a hole in the wood. The damage has been done. Gossip will never go away. It's just one of those ways we communicate. It's our way of venting, sharing experiences and frustrations. Just think, what would happen if we didn't have gossip and rumors? Most of those newspapers we see at the store checkout lines would go out of business. And how would television comedies survive if it wasn't for funny stories based on gossip? Who remembers the TV show Rugrats? Think of how many of those stories were based on rumors and misunderstandings. We all laughed when I said stuff like this. I'm so scared I have juice bumps. And then instead, the world's my oyster said the world's my toaster. Here is something you can do to make gossip a little less harmful. You probably have a friend who has some annoying habit. Maybe they are always late. Does anyone know someone like that? We get frustrated about these things and talk about our friends behind their back, right? Well, maybe that's okay for a minute or two, but then stop talking and think of something you like about this friend. But don't stop there. Now, think of not just one, but 3 things you like about the person. Another idea, if you really like to gossip, don't pick on your friends. Gossip about strangers, politicians, celebrities, the Kardashians. So, next time you find yourself gossiping, slow down for a moment. Remember the damage to the wood. Remember the feathers that have flown far away. Just remember how harmful gossip can be. It's never easy, but nothing is. Going back to the Rugrats, we can all learn from something Chucky said. Life is so hard. Sometimes I think it's the hardest thing there is. Thank you.